I'm excited to be back sharing online with these classes. And this is a particularly important one for me that I want to be sharing that I've been doing. And it needs to be it needs to be done with patience, slowly, and working up the lines. So the first one will be working up the side of the leg. And you're not going to get all the way to the hip. You're going to get to maybe about 3 or 4 fingers below the actual joint. And you'll see that when you work up slowly, that there's a pivotal point just at that highest point you reach where it actually goes deep into the hip joint. And then we're going to do the other side of that leg. So you're going to lie on your side and you're going to work up that leg again as high up as you can. So we're going to do one whole side on the outside, on the inside, and then we'll do the other leg. And then we'll continue from there. So you're going to get comfortable. So let's start on the right side. And you want to get that ball right at the side of your foot, so say 5th metatarsal. And you're going to stack the other foot, so it's a little bit of a balancing act. And I just want you to stay there. And you're not going to feel a whole lot at first, because you don't have a whole lot of weight there, but that's okay. You're just waking up the outside edge of your foot. And what that connection is, that going all the way up, that outside of your leg. And you'll get to a certain point where you'll feel like there's a sigh. And there's a little bit of a letting go at the site where the ball is. Or not, because if you have a lot of impact in your foot, you might not feel it the first time. And then take the other foot and move it up to your ankle heel. And just stay there. And just wait. And you want to really get that ankle bone directly down into the ball. And you're just going to stay there. So you want to use that top leg to press both the heel and the ankle of your right leg down into the ball. And again, as you wait, at a certain point, you'll get that sigh, where you'll notice it in your breath. And maybe you take that deeper breath. And you feel change going on, but you're not necessarily sure what it is yet. And at a certain point, maybe not the first time you do this, but the second or third, you'll start to feel a direct communication with the hip from the very start. You'll start to feel almost like a language connecting the site where the ball is and your hip in a very gentle, very subtle way. And now move the ball up just above your ankle. And again, a little bit of a balancing act. You can use that hand in front. And again, you could rest your head on a ball or a pillow. I'm just using my arm because it's comfortable for me. But it's important that you're comfortable so that you can stay. And just breathe. And just be patient with your body as it starts to wake up in a different way. You'll feel sort of a subtle activation. And the longer you stay, the more you start to feel it goes through changes, where all of a sudden you do feel that direct connection to your hip. And for each of you, it'll start in a different point. where you'll all of a sudden go, I think I'm feeling that connection. And just breathe fully. Try to breathe into that right hip. And take that ball up about halfway, maybe a little bit on your own. You could do it a third of the way up, halfway up. And just stay there again. So you're pressing, the fibula is going down into the ball. The peroneus longus is being affected. And again, as you stay here, you might feel the outside of your knee responding. And then from there, you might feel it going up into your hip. So at every position that you move the ball into, stay until you feel something. And if you stay with your breath will help you activate this outside line of your body. And you might feel little sensations going on in the hip joint. And the more you breathe into that hip, the more you'll feel that. And now take that ball up to just below your knee. So you can use your hand. If it's hard for you to use the other leg, you can use your hand to move the ball. So now the ball's just below the knee. And as you stay there and breathe, tune into the hip. Tune into the outside of the knee. See if you can feel a connectiveness from where you started at the side of the foot to the knee, up into the hip. Stay and breathe, nice and easy. And there's a softening that happens within you. There's sort of a peace that happens within you as you let your body unwind and respond without pushing it. And take that ball up right to the side of the joint, right to the outer knee. And just stay there. Try to stay balanced. At first you might feel shaky, but then as you do it, you'll start to feel more steady. And stay at the side of the knee a little longer. A lot of impact to the outer knee. A lot of people walk heavily on the outer knee and turn the inner knee in and weaken the inner knee. So this will help to bring more balance to the inner knee and the outer knee and the knee in general. And just stay there and breathe to the hip and make the connection between the outer knee and the hip, between the outer knee and the outer foot. We're always so quick to move in our bodies, and this is telling you, slow down. Listen for your body's responses. Listen to the connections. Stay and breathe. Stay in there. Focus on your breathing. Use this as a body meditation. See if you can get your breathing to your knee. And now take the ball just above the knee. And keep both legs out, extended out as straight as you can. And focus your breathing into your hip. Take 3 or 4 or 5 big breaths. And connect where the ball is to your hip. Connect to the body, knowing how to let go. We don't even realize how many places in the body we build up tension, we build up pressure, we build up impact until we begin to let go. Take another big breath there, breathing to the hip and to the knee. And move the ball up, about halfway up your thigh. And that's going to be a little bit harder to get your balance. So you might not be able to straighten up both the top leg on the bottom leg. And just stay there. So the hip will come a little bit off the mat, but I don't want it any further off the mat. I want your side of your body on the mat. And this might be as high up as you go today. Stay here so the feet are in the air. The lower leg is in the air. The knee is in the air. The side of the body is down. Try to keep as much of the pelvis down. Stay here. Breathe. Breathe into your hip and feel that hip respond to the position of the leg. This helps to deeply unwind the hip deep into the socket. Now if you're using a pearl ball or a silver ball, you can maybe go up a little bit more. Now put your top foot on the floor and just pull your body down and see if you can get up a little bit higher towards the hip and see if you can stack. And if you can't stack the top leg up, then just put it on the floor. And keep breathing and lengthening that whole right side. Try to get some of the top of the pelvis on the floor, on the mat. The ball should be about 3 or 4, about the width of your hand, down away from the top of your thigh bone. So these last 2 points will take a little bit of balancing practice. Stay here and take about 5 big breaths. Keep lengthening up the right side of your torso. Keep feeling it unwind up, away from the hip. Your body might shake a little bit in the lack of balance or and also in the letting go in the hip. And now come off the ball and lie on your back and extend both legs. And take a few breaths and just feel that side of your body. Feel the hip. Feel the whole leg unwound a little freer. Feel your breath up that side of your body. Feel your torso longer. Freer, your shoulder wider, more expanded. Feel that whole side of you taking in more breath. And now I want you to stay in the same position, only this time the ball is going to be at the inner side of the foot. So the ball is going to be right at the foot, then it's going to go to inner ankle, heel. And you're going to use that other leg on top to balance it. And just get back into that position on the side. So you're working on your first metatarsal. So that ball is pressing right in to the metatarsal, the whole first metatarsal. Just stay there. Since the outside of the leg is activated, it will the inner side should activate a little faster. Keep taking your big breaths. Keep trying to feel for that connection of your first metatarsal to your hip. You might begin to feel a different part of your hip joint. And now move. For me, on the inside, I need to use my hand and the other foot. So now move to the ankle heel. And hold it in place. Hold the ball in place with the top foot. And again, it's a balancing act at first with the top leg. So the inner ankle very often goes with fallen arches, collapsing arches, which means a weaker line of energy all the way down the inner side. So you might need to stay here a little longer to wake up if you have collapsed arches, if you have a weakness there. And move the ball up. Move the ball up about a third of the way. So I want you to really stimulate the inner side of your tibia more. So use that top leg so that you can press down into the inner side of the tibia. And stay there for 3 or 4 breaths. Just stay with your breathing, stay with connecting it to the hip, stay with connecting the hip to where the ball is. At a certain point, you'll start to feel the activation. And take the ball up halfway. And make sure that you're really pressing in to the tibia, to the bone and the muscle together. And take 3 or 4 breaths. Focus on your hip. Try to feel the aliveness that begins to happen as the bone gets stimulated. Take the ball up to just below your knee. Extend the leg out nice and long. Press into the top of the tibia there. Hold the ball, pressing down into the tibia with the other leg. Pay attention to where you feel it in the hip joint. Can you feel different points of activation in the joint from when you worked on the outside? Big breaths into the joint. Can you breathe more fully around the joint now? Now take the ball right to the inner knee, right into the inner side of the joint. And again, it might be a little hard to balance here, but stay here. Breathe into that inner knee. Feel how it brings balance to the outer knee. Stay here for 5 or 6 breaths. Feel the connection between the inner knee and the outer knee, between the inner knee and the hip. Where do you feel the inner knee point in the hip joint? Keep that leg straight. Don't let that knee drop towards the floor. Keep the kneecaps straight in front of you. Feel the activation straight through the knee, up into the hip. Take that ball up just above the knee. Try to keep your body as straight as you can. Take 3 to 4 to 5 big breaths. Extend the leg out, both legs nice and long. Breathe to where the ball is. Really stay here. Feel that connection from the side of the ball deep into the hip joint. Take the ball up about halfway up your thigh. Extend both legs out nice and long. Lengthen that whole side of the body, the whole torso on the floor. Take 4 to 5 big breaths. So any impact type of sports, type of things you do with your legs, that gives you one kind of sensation in your body. This gives you another. This takes you into a peaceful zone, a letting go zone, a getting all the impact that you're building up that you don't even know out of your body, so that you can do these other things that you also like the way you feel. Breathe into your lower abdomen, breathe to that hip. Breathe into the right side of the pelvis, the whole inner side of the pelvis. And now take that ball as high up as you can get it, right next to that inner bone. With your hand, hold it down. Press it down as high up as you can into the inner side of the femur, and then lock it in with the top leg. And extend both legs. And take 4 or 5 big breaths. And as you breathe, keep trying to lengthen up your torso on the right side. Focus your breath into the hip, into the pelvis on the right side. You might feel some pulsing, you might feel your femoral artery. You can just shift the ball a little bit. Nothing wrong with pressing into it. You're not staying there for too long. You might even improve circulation. Feel a warmth where the top of your thigh bone is, where the greater trochanter is, as it's pressing down towards the floor. Feel that you can get your breath all the way around that right hip. And then come off the ball. Lie on your back. Take some breaths. Extend both legs. Extend your arms at your side. Take 3 or 4 breaths and just feel that whole right side of your body. Feel how that work affects your breath through your whole torso on the right side. Turn that leg in and out. Feel how much easier it is in the joint. Feel that in the jaw on the right side, into the shoulder on that side. And then inhale and bend your knees up into your chest and roll over onto that side. And now we're going to turn over so the left side is facing down. And we're going to do that same work on the left side. And you might notice a big difference from one side to the other. You might have more balance on one side than you did on the other. Who knows why? But this is an offer to grow balance. So now you're going to place that ball right on the outer, the 5th metatarsal, and extend your body. Extend out as long as you can. Place your right foot on top. And just start to breathe.
Try to wake up that fifth metatarsal. Right away you'll start to feel a difference from one side to the other. Very normal. How you use one side versus the other side. One side is more dominant than the other, so it's more easy. It's easier to move it into different positions. It will have more balance. Doing this can develop more balance in both sides, bringing more of an equilibrium. Stay and feel the fifth metatarsal begin to activate. See if you can get connection between it and the left hip. Now move the ball to the outer ankle and heel, and make sure you use that top leg, that top foot to press outer ankle and heel into the ball. And stay there. And you might notice one side is harder, the bones feel more rigid. That rigidity that you feel might translate all the way up into the hip. Stay there and breathe. Try to feel activation in the ankle. Try to feel it connect to your hip. Keep focusing your breath at the hip joint. Feel for sensation where the ball is. Move the ball up above the ankle. And keep both legs extended straight. And breathe. Three or four or five breaths. See if you can feel a difference in the bone from one leg to the other leg. Bone should be flexible. It should have give in it. As you press down into it, it should be able to activate. When it doesn't, it means that rigidity is translating up that whole side. Move the ball halfway up the lower leg. Use the top leg to press down so that fibula, that outer leg bone here, is pressing into the ball. Take 3 or 4 or 5 big breaths. Watch the hip joint. Keep focusing your breath there. See if you can feel letting go. See if you can feel a connection to the hip. Move the ball just below the knee. Extend both legs out nice and straight. Press that outer leg bone, the fibula, against the ball. Take several breaths here. Feel the connection of the side of the ball to the hip joint. Move the ball right to the outer knee joint. Stack it, the legs as straight as possible. Breathe into that hip joint. Breathe into the knee. Feel the connection between the knee and the hip. Stay there until you feel that knee joint activating. Really feel the difference of the two legs. Which parts of the two legs feel different? Where could you feel the activation in one leg easily and then in the other leg not so much? Stay and breathe. Move the ball just above the knee. And stack the legs as straight as you can, your whole torso as straight as you can. Take 4 or 5 big breaths. See where you feel your breath and the activation in the hip joint. See if it's in the same areas as in the other joint. Or different. Take the ball up about halfway. And again, try to get your balance. Try to keep that hip down and get your balance. Try to keep that whole side down. So try to keep the top of the pelvis and as much of the pelvis on the floor as you can. Stay there. Breathe. Take 5 or 6 breaths here. Breathe from where the ball is up into the joint. Feel that hip joint. And now slide your body down a little bit. Let that ball go up. So it's going to stay below the joint. Probably the width of your hand. Stay there. Try to keep the top of the pelvic bone on the floor. Try to breathe length through that whole side. Take 5 or 6 breaths. Breathe into that whole side. Try to keep the top of that pelvis on the floor. It's going to want to come up. Don't let it. Keep lengthening up that side of the torso as much as you can. Try to keep your balance as much as you can. Keep breathing. The more you breathe, the more the torso lets go upward, away from where the ball is, away from the hip. One more big breath. And exhale, and come off the ball, and lie on your back. Extend both legs and arms and just feel that work. Feel that hip. Feel what that work does and when it, how it connects to the work you did on the other side. Feel that length up your torso. And now turn back on that side and let's do the inner side of that leg. So place that ball at the inner, so that first metatarsal. Hold it there with the other leg and lie back down. And stay here. And stimulate that first metatarsal. 3 or 4 breaths. And now move the ball to the inner ankle and heel. And press. Use that top foot to press down in the inner ankle and heel. Stay there for 4 or 5 breaths. Get the impact out of the inner ankle and heel. See if you can feel the connection between that heel and inner ankle into the hip as you breathe. And take that ball up just above the ankle. And press on the inner side of your tibia, of the bone here. Make sure that you can feel you're pressing into the bone and the muscle. A lot of impact on this inner side, not a lot of muscle. Getting the impact out of this bone helps to straighten out the ankle and the foot so that you can track your gait straighter. Take the ball halfway up. Make sure the weight bearing is into the bone and the muscle. Stay here for 3 or 4 breaths. Keep breathing into the hip joint. Really keep your focus on your hip joint, and the connection to the ball. And now take the ball just below your knee. And you want to make sure that that kneecap is facing straight forward. You don't want it dropping towards the floor. Keep it straight on. And take 4 or 5 breaths here. A lot of impact around the knee, below the knee. Stimulate the bone here and its connection to your hip. Deep breaths. Deep, full inhalations. Get expansive breath into that hip joint. Inhale and bring your breath to that hip. Bring more breath to that hip. And slowly empty. And do it again. Inhale. Breathe into that joint. And empty. And feel that letting go. Feel that lengthening out from the hip. The femur begins to unwind as you focus full, expansive breathing into the hip. And take the ball right to the inner knee joint. Again, make sure that knee is straight on. That kneecap doesn't rotate towards the floor or up to the ceiling, but it's straight on. So you're waking up that inner side of the knee joint and its relationship to the other side of the knee and to the hip. Inhale. Breathe into the hip, breathe into the knee. And exhale. Big expansive breath to the hip and knee. Take in more breath to the hip and knee. More breath. And empty. And do it again. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And empty. And one more big breath, focusing on the hip and the knee. Take in more breath. More breath. More breath. And empty. And take that ball just above the knee. And again, keep that kneecap straight forward. Press that top leg down into the bottom. Take 3 or 4 or 5 deep breaths into the hip joint. Expand your breathing from the hip joint to the ball and empty. And do it again. Inhale. Inhale some more. And exhale and empty. And do it again. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Really breathe into that joint. And exhale. And empty. And move the ball halfway up your thigh, your inner thigh. Hold that ball there. Use that top leg to hold it and press down into that inner thigh. And take 4 or 5 breaths here. Inhale. Breathe into the hip and to the site where the ball is. And empty. And inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And exhale. And empty. Let the weight of the top leg go more into the ball. Inhale. Expand your breath. Expand your breath some more. And exhale. And empty. Extend that leg out more. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And exhale. And empty. And empty. And do it again. Inhale. Breathe to the hip joint. Breathe to the ball. Take in more breath. And empty. And let that top leg get heavier on the ball. And now take that ball all the way up, as high up as you can on that thigh. Hold that ball there, pressing it into the top of the thigh. And bring that other leg straight down, pressing the ball against the top of the thigh. And stay there for 3 or 4 or 5 big breaths. Inhale. Breathe into the hip joint. Breathe in more. Breathe in more. Breathe in more. And exhale and empty. And inhale. Expand your breath into that hip, into the ball. Lengthen up that, begin to lengthen out that side of your torso. And empty. Let that top leg weigh down into the bottom. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And exhale. And empty. And again, inhale. Bring your breath up into that hip. Get it there. Get it there all around the joint. And exhale. And empty. And last one, inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And exhale. And empty. And take that ball out. Lie on your back. Extend your arms and legs and feel that work you just did. Feel. Turn both legs in and out. See if they both feel looser. They both feel more even. Lengthen your torso up as you breathe. Feel how much longer your torso becomes when it gets unwound from the pattern in each of the hip joints. Feel the legs, extend each heel out and see how you can extend each heel out, each leg out further from the hip joint. And inhale and bend your knees up into your chest and roll over onto a side. And now we're going to do the inner line. So that means you're going to lie face down. So start with that right leg. And you want to get as much of your left side, your left hip, down on the floor. And I want you to extend that right leg out in line with your hip. And try to be as face down as possible. So you want to get that ball right at that first metatarsal. And try to have the front of your left thigh and as much of your belly and chest just on the mat. And take 3 or 4 breaths here. Breathe in to the hip joint. So now the hip joint is open in a different way. Okay, so it's in a different position, so you can focus on breathing into it differently. So inhale, breathe into that joint, breathe in more, and exhale, and inhale, inhale some more. See if you can get your breath around that joint, and exhale, and
and inhale, and exhale, and move that ball to the ankle and heel. Now, for those of you that are saying, oh my God, I can't get my leg up at hip level, so get it wherever you can. Okay, so if it's down further, that's okay too. Okay, but get it so now you're at ankle, heel. And take 3 or 4 big breaths. So inhale. Breathe around that hip joint and exhale. And inhale. Breathe. Feel how the breath goes around the joint differently. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And move the ball up above the ankle. And inhale. Try to get that inner, the bone, pressing into the bone. Inhale, the tibia, inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Inhale deeper. And exhale. Move the ball halfway up your calf. Halfway up that inner calf. Make sure that the inner side of that bone that goes straight down the center is pressing into the ball. And take 3 or 4 big breaths. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale into the joint. Don't space out. Really try to keep the focus of that breath in the joint. And take the ball just below the knee. So right into that curved area at the top of the joint. At the top of the tibia. And you can hold the leg down if you want with your hand. Take 3 big breaths. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Try to keep your belly on the floor. Keep your chest on the floor. Keep your left leg stretched out as straight as you can. Straight down from the left hip. Inhale. Breathe into that right hip. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale some more. Exhale. Take the ball now right into that right knee joint. And if your leg is coming down, you can take your hand to that knee and hold that leg straight. And press so that inner knee is pressing down into the ball. Take 3 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Big, expansive breath. And exhale. Take the ball just above the knee. Hold that leg straight out at hip level as you can. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Try to extend that right leg out from the hip joint. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Get that ball halfway up your inner thigh. Keep extending that leg straight out if you can. Inhale. Keep trying to extend, so flex that foot, extend that whole heel out, foot out. Inhale. Inhale some more. Breathe around the joint. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale some more. Really breathe, extend through that heel. And exhale. And inhale. Inhale some more. Breathe around that joint. And exhale. And now take that ball right up into the inner thigh, as high up on that inner thigh as you can. So it's pressing into alongside the pubic bone. Try to get that leg out as straight as you can. And try to extend that leg out. You can come on your forearms now to try to extend and get more weight exactly alongside the pubic bone and the bone that goes from your pubic bone towards your sit bone. Inhale. Breathe into the joint and exhale. Inhale. And if it's not comfortable, or if it's hard to be on your forearms, you can be down here too. It's just as effective. Inhale. And exhale. Try to extend that whole leg out. Extend through the heel. Inhale. Breathe into that joint. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Really inhale to that joint. And exhale. Slowly. And again, lie on your back. Extend those legs. And feel what that added to the right side of your body. Take 3 or 4 breaths. Feel what that did. Feel how much more breath goes through that whole side, all the way up your body. Into your face, into your jaw, your neck. If you turn that leg in and out, feel how it flops pretty easily in and out, how it rests on the floor. And bend your knees up into your chest and turn over. And let's do that same work on the left side. So you're going to extend that left leg out. You're going to lie and extend. You're going to lie face down with your, try to keep that chest, keep that right leg straight down. And you're going to bring that ball to the inner first metatarsal. And you're going to try and keep that leg in line with the hip joint. And stay there for 3 or 4 breaths. Breathe into the joint. Breathe as fully into the joint as you can. Breathe into the joint and feel the difference between the right side and the left. Now take the ball to the ankle and heel. Extend through the heel. Take 3 or 4 breaths. Big, full breaths into the hip joint. Take the ball just above the ankle and have that inner side of the tibia pressing down into the ball. Keep trying to extend out through the hip joint as you do this. 3 or 4 big breaths into that joint. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more into that joint. Inhale, round it, and empty. Do it again. Inhale. Inhale more. Inhale more. And exhale. And empty. And inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And empty. And move the ball halfway up that inner leg. Make sure that the bone is pressing down into the ball. And you can use your hand to hold it there. Inhale. Inhale some more. Really get as much breath into the hip joint as you can. And exhale. And inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And exhale. Try to extend through the heel if you can. Inhale. Inhale some more. And exhale. Inhale. Inhale some more. And exhale. Take the ball just below the knee. Hold that leg down into the ball. Extend through the heel. Inhale. Inhale some more. So the ball's just below the knee. Keep that knee so it's facing straight in front of you. Extend through that heel. The right leg should be straight down. As much of your belly and chest should be on the floor. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale more deeply into the joint. Stay focused on the joint, the hip joint. And exhale. Empty. Take the ball right to the inner knee joint. Extend that leg straight out. Keep that leg nice and straight. Inhale. Hold. You can hold the knee with your hand, pressing the inner side into the ball. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. and exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Inhale some more. And exhale. Take the ball just above. So you're just above the knee joint. Extend that leg out nice and straight. Hold that thigh straight. Hold that, make that knee face straight in front of you. Extend through that heel. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Inhale some more. Fill that joint with your breath. Exhale. Extend through the heel. Inhale. Inhale some more. Breathe into the joint. Get your breath there. Get that expansive breath there. And empty. Take the ball halfway up your inner thigh. Extend that leg out nice and straight. Hold that leg straight. Extend through the heel. Inhale. Try to lengthen that whole leg out of the hip joint through to the heel. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Extend, unwind that thigh bone out. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale, extend, unwind that whole leg out from the hip through to the heel. Get your breath in that joint and exhale. Take the ball right up alongside the pubic bone and alongside that bone that goes from the pubic bone to your sit bone. Extend that leg straight out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Extend through the heel. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. You can come up on your forearms if you want. Extend through that heel. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Breathe into the joint. Breathe around the joint. Exhale. Inhale. Really focus your breath around the joint. And exhale. And 2 more breaths. Extend through the heel. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Inhale some more. Breathe around that joint. And exhale. And take that ball out. Lie on your back. Extend through both legs. Extend both legs out. Extend both arms out. Take a few breaths. Feel that work. Feel how releasing that inner line of the legs from the feet up to the pelvis. How does that affect the hip joints? How does that go up your torso? Can you feel more length through your whole torso, out through your shoulders? Turn your feet, your legs in and out. Do they feel more balanced? Extend through the heels. And now the last line. So you're going to take your right leg and you're going to extend it out at hip level. And you're going to place the fifth metatarsal out on the ball. And hold that leg there with your hand. Try to keep your other leg extended. And inhale. Breathe into that right hip joint. So again, you're taking that joint into another position. Breathe fully into it. Take another big breath. Connecting that fifth metatarsal up into the hip joint. Feel that work. And now move the ball to the heel, ankle. Try to keep that leg in line with the hip. Take 3 or 4 big breaths into the hip joint. Bring your breath consciously around that joint. Watch your inhalation, watch the exhalation. How does each part of your breath affect the joint? Move the ball up just above the ankle. Hold that leg there. And again, if you can't get it at hip level, get it wherever you can. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Breathe into the hip joint and exhale. Inhale. Breathe, extend through the heel, extend through the leg. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Take the ball halfway up the outer calf, the outer leg. Inhale. Hold the leg as close to hip level as possible. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Take the ball just below the knee. Hold that leg as close to hip level or at hip level as you can. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Big breaths here. Bigger breath. Fill the joint with your breath and empty. And inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Hold it in. And empty. And take the ball to the knee. Keep trying to keep that leg at hip level if you can. Inhale. And exhale. Keep trying to extend through the heel if you can. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Hold your breath in. And exhale. And take the ball just above the knee. And again, try to hold that leg at hip level.
Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale some more. Breathe into the joint. Breathe in more. Breathe in more. Hold the breath there. And exhale. And take the ball up about halfway. And extend the leg and hold it there. Pressing that leg down towards the floor. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale, extend through the heel. And exhale. And inhale. Extend through the heel. Extend through the heel more. And exhale. And last one, inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And you might find your leg shaking. Not uncommon as you begin this. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And hold it. Bring in some more breath. Hold it. Press that leg down into the ball. And exhale. Release. Take the ball out. Extend that leg out. Take some full breaths. Feel that leg extended out even longer. Feel that hip even freer. Feel that whole side lengthening even more. And now let's do that same thing on the other side. So you want to get that leg out to the side. Actually, let me turn around. And you want to get that leg extending out so that the fifth metatarsal is up on the ball. Extend that leg out at hip level as much as you can. Try to extend the other leg and bring both hips down as much as you can to the floor. Take 3 big breaths. Breathe deeply into the joint. Take another big breath. And take the ball to the ankle heel. And you want to try and get the other hip down, both hips down. You might not be able to. It's hard for me to get this right hip and legs extended straight as I keep this leg. So everybody's going to start to feel where your imbalances are going to show up strongly. 3 big breaths into the left hip. Breathe in more. Breathe in more. Breathe in more. And empty. Do it again. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And exhale. And empty. And inhale. See how you can breathe around the left hip. See if it's different than the right hip. And empty. And take the ball just above the ankle. Try to keep that leg at hip level. Extend through the heel. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Breathe around that joint as much as you can. Bring in more breath and empty. And inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Breathe around that joint. And empty. And inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale into that joint. Hold your breath there. Keep that breath in there. And exhale and empty. And move the ball up, halfway up the calf. Hold that leg nice and straight out from the hip if you can. Extend through the heel. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Get your breath around the joint. A little bit more. And exhale. And inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And exhale. And inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Hold your breath in there in the joint. Extend through the heel. And exhale. And take the ball just below the knee. Keep that leg straight. Keep working out through the heel. Keep that knee, don't let it turn in or out. Keep it at hip level. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And exhale. Extend through the heel. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Hold your breath in the joint. Really expand. Use your breath to expand around the joint. And exhale and empty. Take the ball to the side of the joint. Hold it there. Inhale. And exhale. Extend through the heel. Inhale. Inhale into the joint. Inhale into the joint more. And exhale. Inhale into the joint. Extend through that heel. Try to keep that leg at hip level. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. And hold the breath there. Expanding your breath around that joint. And empty your breath. Take the ball just above the knee joint. Extend through the heel. Inhale. Inhale some more. Inhale some more. Around the joint. And exhale. And inhale. Breathe around the joint. Breathe some more. Breathe some more. And exhale. And inhale. Breathe some more into the joint. Find spaces to get the breath. Retain your breath there. And exhale. Now take the ball about halfway up your thigh. And hold your leg over your thigh. Sometimes slips on your pants. And hold that leg out nice and straight. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Breathe into the joint. And exhale. Extend through the heel. Inhale. Breathe around the joint. And exhale. And inhale. Breathe around the joint a little more. Hold it in. Hold it in. Press your leg down against the ball. And exhale. And take that ball out. Extend the leg out nice and long. Extend both legs, both arms out alongside your body. Take 4 or 5 big breaths. Let the 2 sides come into balance. Feel how differently each side unwinds. Feel the 2 sides making peace with each other. Extend through both heels. Lengthen your whole torso up. Feel your breath more fully up through your whole torso, up into your head, into your jaws. Turn both feet in and out and feel they both can turn more easily. Maybe not equally, but more easily. Feel the energy, the space, the peace that you've just created in your body. So this is a very important series to do. And you don't always have time to do this series. So now that you have this, you can pull this out. Maybe pull this out once a week right now since you've just done it. And later on, maybe you pull it out once every other week or once a month, just to keep this unwinding and this balancing and this freeing of the 2 sides going on. So thanks everybody. To slowly stretch your arms over your head. Inhale, get a big stretch from your fingertips to your toes. And exhale and let it go. And slowly bend your knees up into your chest. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling, breathing into your lower back. And slowly roll over onto a side. Slowly sit up. And then slowly stand. So stand in your feet. Stand in your feet so that you can really feel, what does this feel like now on my feet? Have your feet hips distance apart in parallel. And just feel as you've got the weight into your feet, how that affects you up through your whole body. Take a few breaths there. Feel how you're standing in this work that you just did. And take a walk with it and have a good day and bless you all. Thank you for attending.